also enables Dogdom in the late game, and this is opting into some early game power discrepancy, where I think Peanut on the Trundle should feel very comfortable, especially considering the weak mid laner that his opponent has. Azir post 6 of course has good setup, but the dueling potential compared to Trundle Syndra early on, not really something that you're going to be terrified of. Hanwha live though to Nongshim, but the rest of Hanwha still wants to go in. Might provide some opportunities for Dogdom.
Well, we'll just have to see how it goes. Very interested in what all of you guys have.
Which I can't wait to see that, because that's a very fun item to see people zoom around the map on now. Peanut.
Yeah, Gori. Let's see whether he can just land an ultimate, how much damage they can actually get down as Emperor's Divide comes through, says goodbye Peanut. No flash required from Chovy, just has to invest the ult. Now going to get a bit of damage back onto the Trundle. So, okay, Dogdom going to be able to avoid the Solar Flare, the majority of it anyway, as the hook is going to connect onto Def. There's a Moonlight Vigil as well as Kellen well and truly in there. The play comes back, but Willer is here. The flash forward from Vista, and that's going to be first blood going over to Def. Dogdom, nothing.
This specific comp, the Cloud Soul, is not going to be an end of the world scenario, and yeah, I understand you going for this considering that Peanut is on the way, but the turnaround is so nicely done there. Threat of a potential scatter is going to remain relevant, but you do see Dogdom in terms of range, the Aphelios, feeling a little bit rough, and this is that third Drake, a really big one that has Nongshim. I don't think you want to give up, and Nongshim, I've been okay with a lot of the things that you feel like, oh, but now I want to fight.
Yeah, not going to find the Zenith Blade. There's the Solar Flare as Vista gets over the wall and Def just pops the Thresh. Teleport's now coming in as Willer's going to have to flash away. Heartbreaker there as well, as there's the ultimate from Rich. The team fighting on this guy still very good, as Vista will be taken down in the end. Dogdom going to claim that kill, as I believe it was just a 1-for-1, but the health bar's looking pretty good. Oh, I say that until Def lands a piercing arrow, and that is going to mean that Nongshim now on the back foot just a little bit. Willer at 50%. No one actually going to start this one off just yet. Now Hanwha come on through. They should be able to get to Soul Point now, so a big win for Hanwha Life Esports. And is going to be able to keep himself safe, as now Hanwha getting slightly out-rotated. Dogdom with some free reign on this turret will be able to take it down. Now Vista looking for Peanut. Okay, no Zenith Blade going to connect, and the Pillar of Filth comes through. Hook not going to land either, as that's a teleport, an aggressive one as well, as Willer heads into the mist, and Rich just gets out of there. Kellen going to get slowed down by the Solar Flare, as Morgan looks for it, finds the stun with the hook shot. Kellen goes golden, a 4-man Moonlight Vigil, though, is going to do a lot of damage, as Rich ulties, but doesn't really find too much. Morgan goes into his stopwatch, and it's 2 kills now for Hanwha Life Esports, who are now looking to turn it. There's the Heartbreaker onto Peanut, who's trying to run this one out. Vista falls down, but the resets are coming through, and Dogdom trying to hold on to this one. Flashes over the wall, but Def finds him with the hail of arrows, and Rich now, the last man standing. There's no Drake to take, but how about a Baron or some turrets here, Hanwha Life Esports?
And that's exactly the risk that we were talking about. Nongshim try to force in vision with a flank teleport from Rich. What happens instead is he goes in and immediately has to use his flash, or at least a very good position to try and get themselves a soul as well. And
oh no, Rich goes for the face check. Slicing Maelstrom does come through. There's the Zhonya's at the same time. Nongshim, can they get here though to save their Ken? And the answer's no, as Vista moves on forward. He's looking for Peanut, who has no flash, no escape. Deft grabs his 6th of the game, and Hanwha will be able to collect themselves the Cloud Soul as well to augment the Baron that they already have. No smite, no chance of a steal, and Hanwha are in absolute control of this game.
And now as Nongshim, your ways out are starting to feel more and more desperate. You're talking about things like an Elded Steal out of nowhere, and if Hanwha play it well, that should never be a risk, as here you see Willer and Morgan on the prowl, looking for someone on the side. And even with the game state, like in terms of gold, it's actually pretty close. You see how much damage is being done there, right? Like it's not like Nongshim have been fighting from a deficit. It's just these key moments are just being played way better by Hanwha Life.
Yep.
The positioning in their team fights is just superior. And if both Chovy and Daps can just do as they want freely, never actually get threatened by either a Scatter, a Pillar, or Rich, they're fine.
Do you know what is really, really scary about this? Chovy straight up whiffed his ultimate, as I'm going to have to hold that thought. Explosion, and goodbye Leona. As Kellen in a bit of trouble as well. Hanwha seeing whether they can put them in a position that they want them. Deft almost by himself taking down Kellen as he has absolutely zero mana and now is walking into the pillar. The rest of Hanwha moving on over. Immediate flash there from Deft as they were buying space for Chovy to come through, and now he's going to be the one that sweeps everyone up. Willa decides he wants to be an AD carry, and that baiting was just magnificent from this Varus.
All planned, Atlas.
What the heck, man?
As Deft working very hard to keep his perfect KDA here, and surely that's going to be the end. 20 seconds still left in the Baron buff, but look at the Deft timers, and I thought maybe Deft dies, but then they still turn the fight. He doesn't even go down.
It's exactly like what he said after that Baron fight. He's like, well, I have my flash available. I'm the one that needs to make the play. Well, he did it. He made the last play, and the Nexus is going to follow suit. Hanwha upgrading their performance from yesterday with a Game 1 victory. Okay, we're going to have to spend the break repenting, my friend. As Deft with 20k damage, double that of what Dr. offered. The Ophelio is never quite able to get in range to really do anything in this game. Rich did a lot of smacking a Camille around, but just didn't mean anything in the end. And look at this. Look at the gold graph. We were flatlining. Top side of the map will rely on whether or not Peanut can be more assertive in the early game, and I'm hoping that Nongshim are going to have the same response from a Game 1 loss that Hanwha did yesterday, which is to wake up and really get things done. That's a Rakan. That's going to be locked in there for Vista. Yesterday, he had an unbelievable Rakan game. His performance was absolutely amazing. We'll see whether that happens yet again here for Hanwha Life. Renekton not going to be that inevitable factor that the Camille does offer, but it's a very similar looking style. Vista already starting things off. Callan going to go down to about 50% before he does get out of here, as the orb will just bounce by majestically.
If they had full vision, probably could have just chased that. But need to respect not knowing where Rich or Peanut are. Need to make sure that you don't actually walk into multiple people early on.
Chovy's really trying to double down, but it's not really helping as in goes Vista. Willer is in position as Doctorm. No flash, but no stun will connect. Doctorm still down to 100 health. One more auto will do it, and Deft picks up first blood yet again.
Now, all of a sudden, Deft has a kill, all because of what happened level 1 is Gory.
Yeah, in goes Chovy, shifting some sands. That's another free flash to come through from Hanwha Live. And it's looking like this
for Doctorm, but clearly not the plan here. There is a lot of wombo combo available between Slicing Maelstrom and the bomb. Callan only level 4 though.
Yep, Peanut moving up north. You can see they know exactly what's going on, but Hanwha have got into position a little bit earlier. Morgan moving down behind Rich now though, as Willer at 50%. Mega Inferno Bomb's going to find Deft and Willa. As now Gory taking a bit of damage. It's a good grand entrance though onto Callan. He's not dead just yet as the battle dance comes through. 4 people hit by that piercing arrow, but it's not actually going to do too much as Nongshim just chasing after Morgan. They're going to give up on Shelly, and they just feel like they don't have the health bars for it. So, no kills, and Hanwha just take away the Rift Herald. As Hanwha now moving towards Gory. Does need to be a little bit careful. He just gets shoved underneath the turret. He's trying to Blade Surge out, but no reset for you. And Chovy just collects that one out of position entirely, was the Aurelia.
He can single-handedly win the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're even on a ward. Right, so really wondering what is going on there.
Yeah, we're going to check out Chovy's perspective. Does he say anything at the end? Willer and Vista just in the area. Chovy going to rotate over. There's the knock-up onto the Leona. Callan down to half health. The Eclipse is going to wear off as now Peanut going to have to back away. Morgan flanking behind. Rich just holding onto the Rift Herald here. As the bottom lane, the Varus and the Zig nowhere inside, and then in goes Callan, finds the quickness, and immediately Callan just explodes. Peanut gets the smite, but will still lose his life, and now Chovy is chasing down Gory. Rich, no option, nothing that he can do, and Willa, a little bit more, as now Nongshim getting closed in on. They will be able to take themselves the Drake as Zenith Blade is going to connect onto Chovy. He flashes Emperor's Divide onto a couple, but In goes Gory. Chovy goes golden. Peanut just standing on top of him, though, and the Emperor will fall down. Def nowhere in sight in the top lane. Not involved in this one either. As Willa comes on through, Chains of Corruption will land onto Kellen, who has absolutely no mana. It's a lot of damage there with the piercing arrow, as now Vista could be in trouble, looking for that battle dance opportunity, gets himself out, but is Def going to be so lucky? He decides to commit and picks up the kill under the Ziggs on his way out, if you do not mind. And now Vista with the Grand Entrance available, and Willa just going to safety ultimate to make sure that he gets out as Deft on vision. And now he's I mean, Deft is very dead.
Yeah.
But let's just see how long he can hold on to his life and what the rest of the team can actually do. Solar Flare will connect quite nicely, and Deft will accept his fate.
Not a lot to be done there outside of that, and Def now, though, crucially does have the timer. Just now got the flashback up, and that should make it a lot harder for Nongshim to reliably get onto that enemy backline.
Yeah, Kellen taking a bit of damage here as Rich trying to zone Morgan away from this one. Finds a bit of damage. The rest of Nongshim make their way into the river. Vista going to be very, very important for starting the fight on Harmor Life Esports' terms. Now Morgan gets himself around the side. They know that there is vision here. Another control wall goes in, and immediately the Leona is blown up yet again. Peanut finds himself on his own as Vista's going to get the charm onto Gari. Swept is Peanut, and an easy take of the Dragon is going to ensue. And Harmor Life Esports mop the floor with Nongshim. It's not even close. Vista gets himself to safety, teleport in, and now we've got this Baron buff being influenced on the rest of the map as Def gonna get slowed down. Mega Inferno Bomb does a lot of damage. Chains of Corruption will connect, though, as Kellen goes into his stopwatch. Willa has found Rich on the backline, and now the cannon can't get himself in there. Chovy picks up yet another kill, and Nongshim is too far behind. They can't find themselves the engages. And Kellen looking like a little bit of a liability here, unfortunately, picked off yet again.
And I understand the attempt from Kellen to try and salvage these plays, because if you do nothing, you are just going to get shoved in with the range that this Varus Z comp is going to have available. Yes, Six has great wave clear, but it's not enough into a Baron, especially with the amount of hope that's coming through from Hanwha. But with these engages not actually working out 2 out of 3 times now,
and the Renekton actually very far away from this one. Gori looking for that flanking opportunity as Hanwha just trying to keep them at arm's length. The Drake is going to reset once again. Now Morgan needs to find his way back into this fight. No teleport available as Rich. He grabbed the brush position. Morgan gets that control ward over the top. So Hanwha going to wrestle back some control as in they go. Morgan now going to back away. Dominus not actually popped just yet. So a fair bit of control now for Hanwha Life. They get themselves back onto the Drake. They started off once again. Morgan back into the brush now. They have no vision. He can get straight over there if he wants to. There's a Chains of Corruption. They take the Drake as well. And now they're just free to mop the floor once again with Nongshim. Emperor's Divide doesn't really do too much, but the cannon is already dead. Gori going to be able to take down the Rakan. And can they actually pick him off as Morgan, surviving for so long, eventually falls down. It's a double kill for Chovy on the back end. The flash on forward. That's going to allow him to taxi on the satchel charge to pick up the triple kill. That's the ace. And
definitely going to lose a Baron here as well, although the health bars are a little bit low, but with just Kellen, I don't think they can contest. Double teleport available, though.
Yeah, we do have the teleports coming in. They have a lot of damage. As you can see, this Baron is not long for the world. However, Nongshim roaming on over. They have full information of what's going on here as Hanwha. This is greedy. They do get the teleport in. Remember, the ultimate is still available. The exhaust comes through at the last possible second. Battle dance as Willow wants to commit to this Baron. They are going to be able to secure it, and now they're trying to get those flashes to get to safety. Deft and Vista might actually survive this one, but that was a Hail Mary I don't think you necessarily needed to throw. Hanwha Life Esports.
No, that was very unnecessary. I don't think it will actually amount to anything. There's still two Baron buffs available. Huge waves going into the turret there. And actually, Nongshim, I love this. Just try to push as far as you can. See if you can go for a Hail Mary play. There's no teleports available. The death time is still 20 seconds. Maybe you can get an inhib. Maybe you can try and stagger. Force Hanwha Life into something.
Perhaps. I mean, there is a Baron buff surrounding these guys, but 4 members alive.
Waves alive.
5 members alive. Moving towards this base. They're going for that last-ditch effort. Chains of Corruption go completely wide. Now with the Baron, these minions are going to be difficult to deal with, but there's one Nexus turret that's already dead. Vista goes through with the quickness. Now the respawns are coming in. Vista goes golden as well, and now we're going to get these resets It was desperation from Nongshim. It got pretty close to working, but in the end, I think they may have just sealed their fate.
And now the chase down comes through, and I think that was the 1 in 100 chance that you had.
You gotta go for it.
You gotta
though,
go
right?
for it. But it is clearly not enough. The Nexus turrets are falling to the inhibitor minions. Even without the Baron buff, the rest of the team also on his way. No teleports available. Death time is way too long.
Yep.
And I am pretty sure that we're just going to see Hanwha Life go up to 2-0 here. This is the fire that we've been looking for from Nongshim. But it took them to lose the second game to actually get there.
Reverse sweep? Is that what it means, Chronicler? Have they woken up? I don't think we're allowed to say that just yet, as Hanwha Life are going to take down these Nexus turrets, or at least try to.
Are they?
Respawn's coming through yet again. Here it's 32 minutes in the game, so I guess it's just not quite enough. With only one Nexus turret on both sides, though, it's danger for sort of everyone. As Vista, he has the quickness available. Willa going to get stunned up. He's in the mist, though. Should be okay. Doctum at half health. And Deft is so scary. Kellen taking a bit of damage there from the piercing arrow, but they do have position around this Drake. It's spawning in 14 seconds time. Hanwha don't necessarily have to go for it, as it's not soul point on Nongshim's side. It is on theirs, though. It's now Chovy set up here in this mid lane. They have super creeps here as well to help things out as Vista goes in, finds the quickness, and immediately the cannon just explodes. No way! Just chain CC to death, and now it's a double kill for Deft. He lands the Chains of Corruption as well. Another knockup comes through from the Rakan, as it's going to be Chovy that picks up his in this fight. Gori's down as well. Double for Deft and Chovy, and they'll march down the mid lane to end this game.
And nothing to be done there with Rich immediately getting blown up. Has double stopwatches, not able to use either of them, as it is Vista that finds a beautiful engage. And what?
Yeah, okay, now Chovy is going to be here to stop Doctarm from ending the game. As, yeah, the Emperor's Divide comes through. That was a cool idea, as the teleporter just came up, but Hanwha will be able to win this one, 23-8. The kill score in the end, it was a bit crazy. But you do have 5 bans.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, I take it all back. It's actually a very, very comfortable idea. Nongshim, why haven't you been doing it?
Oh my god. Yep, that makes sense.
Yep, that is some Azir versus Aurelia damage in a game where the Azir wins. That's what it kind of looks like almost every single time. And yeah. This actually, the damage graph has been almost exactly the same from Hanwha every game. It's just Chovy and Deft doing all of the damage, and then the rest of the team are doing their best to let Chovy and Deft do the damage. So Morgan and Chovy going to swap that one around. We are going to have the Ashe Lulu on the bottom side of the map. An extraordinarily difficult lane to face in the early laning phase. Like, that is just so much control from Hanwha Life Esports. But the top side, this is where things certainly get spicy, and this Galio on the top side of the map. Lee Sin can always get in there. You know, lands a Q, immediately Chovy's dive bombing on top of him. Well, actually, since Galio was changed, as of course his ultimate used to be a lot more boring than it is now. As Deft has found Doctarm, Frost Shot coming on through here, as Halo Blades making it look like his Ashe is way more powerful than it actually is, but it is for those couple of seconds. And Hanwha have just brute forced their way into the enemy jungle.
And this is something Hanwha have done throughout the entirety of this series, and it paid off so well. Cast your mind back to the previous game, where they used the early game prio and power that they gained.
And finally, Peanut's actually allowed to start his camp. So no leash for either of our junglers. Big thumbs up from the Rammus here, as Doctarm going to miss out on some creeps, and actually might just lose his life here. He's getting taken down so low. Oh no, it's not starting well for Nongshim. As Willa has walked over a ward, but does it even matter? As here's a teleport, we saw a dive like this yesterday, it worked well for Hanwha. Can they do it again, is the question. Still level 1, as there's the big old taunt. Doctarm is going to flash, but he immediately explodes. Willa might fall down as well, but no, he's got a safeguard. Gori walked all the way down here, actually teleported to that ward just north, but is otherwise still going to die. One creep has been taken by Doctarm, and he is still level 1.
And there is the heal still available. We'll see Willa there, and with the Galio still available, I think they can still go for this. The question is, do they want to take the risk, especially with Goring also making his way over? I think just getting the plate and putting up the pressure is a safer bet.
Yep.
And Morgan is still going to have an incredible amount of outplay potential if he plays it well. And that is kind of terrifying for Rich, because you're supposed to be one of the pressure points. Callan might have helped you in a normal game state, but right now, Dogdom and Callan are getting zoned off the wave again.
Well, Arrow going to be avoided, but it was mainly for zoning. As, yeah, Nongshim, they would have been zoned anyway, so...
2 Drakes down. You know, your bot lane is in absolute shambles for what feels like the second time in a row due to just incredible early game play, and loving this Rift Herald. Don't think you should stick around to try and get more.
Well, hookshot is going to come on through here. Morgan avoids the stun from the counter-strike with the ultimate. Peanut now has to flash away. Shelly abandoned by Nongshim. Peanut will, I think, get some money here, as they're not going to be able to deny her the plates, but still, that was not the way you wanted that one to go if you're a Nongshim fan. As Chovy, he still has flash, remember, and actually he's just justice punching. He'll finally flash to get himself out of the way.
But we can have faith in him to have impact after that. So it's not surprising that it's hard for them to pivot, but they need to. Like, Rich needs to be bigger if they want to have a good shot in this game.
Peanut going to rotate around. Willa is in the area as Kellen's going to turn up as well. They find the Solar Flare stun. Vista as well is here. There's the heroic entrance as Morgan. He's still alive, surviving for so long. Chovy's able to get the double. And I think Nongshim, they may have left. Oh my goodness, the arrow connects as well. It's a triple kill for the Galio. And Deft and Doctum in the meantime are still fighting it out.
There, right? Like, Vista is still there, Chovy was on his way, Wheeler is there, and like the play would still have backfired as much. You might have gotten a kill out of it. At least you'll get Deft here, which I guess is something.
Yep, he does have flash, but he's not going to use it. He's just dead. He knew it. Trading a turret for his life.
A kill from Peanut. Oh, not again.
Yeah, this is real time as Chovy's just going to heroic entrance towards this turret. Good stopwatch from Kellen as Nongshim are just going to try and take down the turret first. Chovy now in trouble, but the Wild Growth is going to be there. It's a good knock-up as now Morgan looking to try and escape. Peanut's going to get punched, and Chovy's going to back away. The Sun Disc is there, helping Nongshim out. They can retreat through that one.
Also, like we said, it's a curve, right? Like, Hanwha Life trending very far upwards as Rich.
Gonna get slowed down. There's the Hextech ultimatum. He does have the counter-strike, but yeah, there's no counter to what happened to him just there. And now Hanwha, with 2 minutes left on the Drake, they're not going to be able to get up there. And Nongshim, they have Gory pushing top lane, so that is going to be their response.
Yeah, if they get a turret, I think that's a trade you'll take. Deft is already rotating. They're really liking the map play here, and let's not forget, Galio is on his way, so...
Deft was flanking, by the way. Yeah, he is backing on a ward now, though. As Gory could certainly boot him over the edge here, and Deft wasn't caught backing. Maybe he knew. There's the flash. The arrow's going to come through. The Baron gets angry, and goodbye Azir. Deft has been baiting like all week. It's just been a bait lord. I have to go in.
This is a tasty treat. No, I get it.
여기 왔다 얘. 뭐야 얘
He
탑다.
actually saw him on the minimap first.
뭐야 이거? 몰라 나도.
He has a ward. What?
그냥 날라와서 죽어졌어.
He just flew over and donated kills. We're straight back into another fight. Morgan is going to go golden. True Shot Barrage avoided by Ashe. Finds a point-blank arrow there as the Ashe damage is pretty ridiculous. Shield bow goes off. Gory eventually goes down. It's a double kill. Is now Kellen. Nothing he can offer. And it's a triple. Peanut goes golden after he gets over the wall as Will is trying desperately to stay alive as Nongshim, Doctum and Peanut still with a fair bit of damage. They're standing on vision though, and Deft is hungry for more. They're making some calls. We can fight, push forward as Morgan. Going to lose out on this one, but the counter-strike is not going to connect, and now the cavalry is arriving. Rich now finds himself out of position. Can he trade the 1-for-1? The answer is absolutely not, as Wild Growth comes on through, and Rich is now 0-5, and the Leona will be taken down. They are thinking about a Baron. Peanut is in the area though, as Doctor moving on in as well. It's a teleport from Chovy to get himself into the area. It's a 4 versus 5, and in goes Morgan. He looks for it. The Emperor's Divide comes down. Heroic Entrance gets the knock-up onto Gory. The chain CC is beautiful, and the Azir is just taken out without any response from Nongshim. It's what this composition can do. It's the power of the Camille Galio when it finally works. As the arrow is now going to connect. How many re-engage options do you have, Hanwha Life? As Rich looks for the back line, but Deft's got a stopwatch. That is basically the ace. Unfortunately, the death time is a bit too short for Kellen.
They underperformed all summer, and as it turns out, they were just scaling.
Yep, they had pretty good players on there as Kirby finds a nice little taunt onto Kellen. Justice Punch to avoid the Solar Flare as in goes Willa, finds a kick. Morgan picks him up off the back end. The arrow's also going to connect as the heroic entrance wasn't great, but that wild growth was unbelievable. Morgan's still going for it. He eventually does go down as Rich is dealt with on the backside. Looks like Harmor are having some fun, but they're also winning the game in the process.
And that is going to be the soul. That is going to be the mid lane inhibitor. Clearly not right now. Let me make a point as Gory.
Yeah, Gory is just not going to survive this one. Captain Jack there from Deft as the heroic entrance is going to come down. Deft feeling like he's free to do exactly what he wants, and he absolutely is. Good taunt onto Kellen, and immediately he does go down as into the back line goes Rich. Turns into a critter straight away. And it's going to be another kill. Deft is going to pick that one up. Now the inhibitor turret's going to go down as we've got another form of CC as Dr. Arm is now in trouble. One after the other, the dominoes are falling. And Harmor Life Esports are going to be the 4th seed from the LCK heading towards Worlds. Maybe not in that order as they're going to be going up against T1, but this series is well and truly done and dusted. A 3-0 for Harmor Life. 8th place versus 3rd place in the regular season. The 4th team. I said 4th seed. That was technically wrong. They are the 4th team to go to Worlds from the LCK. They could theoretically be